Kruger-Scott Mansion, built in 1888, a beautiful late Victorian mansion now abandoned. Once home to New Jersey's first female black millionaire, it stands as a mere shell of what it once was. It stands as a memorial to the history of the city.
The Kruger-Scott Mansion has been around for a long time. It was owned by one of the beer moguls in New Jersey. It went abandoned because people just didn't care about it anymore. It's a beautiful building sitting right on the corner of Martin Luther King and Court Street. At one time, one of the richest black women in Newark lived in that house. She died off. It became in disrepair again.
When I see this abandoned mansion, I can only imagine its former glory, when it was once a cosmetology school. It was once a place of opportunity, and now it's just a reminder of how ugly our homes are.
When I think of Newark architecture, I think it used to be great, and the reason why I say used to be is because I've been seeing a decline in its quality. You know, things don't stay the same over time. You know, it's been deteriorating. And I think that's partially, due to the weather. And so things don't look how they used to. It's not the same. It's not as pretty.
Fortunately, mansions like the Kruger-Scott Mansion still stand. Mansions like the Ballantyne House. The Ballantyne House, which was built in 1885, a homage to Renaissance Gothic and colonial architecture filled with beautiful works of art, an architectural marvel right here in the heart of Newark. We can only imagine that this is a fraction of the inside of the Kruger-Scott Mansion in its prime. Most public buildings that are beautiful and do not resemble metal boxes were built before or during the 1930s. Coincidentally, our own Arts High School was built in 1931.
A lot of the artwork that we see in the old atrium was commissioned during the 1930s, during the Great Depression era. During this period of time, the government paid artists to paint public spaces. It was a program to not only employ people, but to beautify public spaces. And so I know that a lot of that original artwork that you do see is from that time period.
What did Arts High look like when I first came here? Well, I attended Arts High for 1 year, and I was actually part of the students who came into the actual new building. So it's funny because to actually come back and work here, I see a few changes. For example, the media center. It was my job to collect the books, check books out for students, things of that nature, and put books back on the shelves. But there's no shelves here right now. So that was part of my job here. Also, there was so much more artwork that was hanging up throughout the building as a whole.
Today, not only are historical buildings neglected, but modern buildings are neglected. The great structures and homes of Newark's past are especially forgotten and neglected. The current state of the Kruger-Scott Mansion makes us forget the rich history of Newark. We forget about the true beauty of our city. All throughout history, we have been building new and creative ways to embellish our cities. Newark has a rich history from its founding in 1666. Like the Kruger-Scott Mansion, there is a hidden beauty beyond the exterior. That is Newark.